All right, I think we're going to get started. What are we at? 11:04. That's a couple of minutes. That'll do. So we've got a lot to get on with today. There's a lot to squeeze in. So I'll get started. Welcome. It's really nice to see so many new faces. I'm Erin Hardy, and what led me here is I'm a massive geek. Love new tech, robotics, all of that sort of stuff, fancy watches and Google Homes and things like that. I'm a data analyst from way back when no one knew what data analysis was. And I'm really an efficiency expert. I'm just trying to, reframe this lazy as, because as I was in my data analyst roles over about 17 years career, I just got really triggered by things that were done the slow way, or I just wanted things to be more efficient. And that's how I ended up getting into this space where I create systems and processes in Excel and other database programs like Airtable to make things easier for us in our work lives. And now I'm a business owner. I started my business in 2014 when I was still working as a senior data analyst for a corporate company. My client at the time was HP, just when I was splitting into two different companies, and really loved it. But I also really loved the variation of being able to help other businesses streamline their processes using Excel. I absolutely love it. It's an amazing program, and I'm mind boggled what I can get it to do. So I create products in Excel as well, and now Airtable's coming up because it's a freaking awesome program, and it does things so much better than Excel does in some certain aspects. So that is why I'm here, and I've become an event host. When we got to see each other in person, I ran in-person events throughout 2019, and I started in 2020 before we were all locked down here in Melbourne. I had the last one at Christmas time, which was great to see all of the faces, but now we're just sticking with online for the moment. So some of the things that I've done from going in Excel is moving things from paper into spreadsheets, and it's a very simple thing, but these are the kind of responses I get from my clients. For me, it's something that I find that I can do in 15 minutes, and yet she tells me it revolutionized her life, and that's really exciting for me, being in business. I've also create products I mentioned just before. There's a few different products that I'm developing and online for people to sell, so to download so that they can use for their businesses, because I primarily do bespoke, tailor-made solutions for small to medium businesses, but they're really high end. So I'm finding ways of helping micro businesses and freelancers get the solutions that they need cheaply. First of all, though, I would love to hear from you about what your biggest challenge is with social media. I've put scheduling, but that can get a bit confusing with scheduling things on the actual social media. I mean, the planning prior to. So I'd love to hear that. So I will look at the chat now. Being organized. Yes. Consistency. Yes. Yep, that comes up a lot. So if you can share, I'll be able to touch on those as we go along. Okay, Jill. Being organized, consistency, different aspects. Okay, let's see how we go with that. Tracking the activity, posting different media to different platforms so that it's not all the same. All right, that's a different one. I haven't had that in the webinars before. Posting different. As is, Insta should look good, Facebook doesn't matter. So yeah, okay, cool. Awesome. All right, let's keep going. Thank you. I'm going to close the chat now. So let's go through. So today, what I'm going to get through in the next 45 minutes is explain what is Airtable, why I use it, collecting the data, organizing the data, looking after your data, and then offer. So obviously, webinars, we're teaching you something and going to offer something more at the end. What is Airtable? Can you raise your hands to tell me if you have heard of Airtable before or have you used it before? Okay. And the others I can't really see. So I'll just assume no. So Airtable, they explain it as a database. So it's a very easy to use online platform, and it's very colorful and not scary and very easy to use, and it really is, it's like a small database system. Excel is this as well. However, Airtable does a couple of things very, very well, and that is being able to put multiple things in a cell, and also it's so easily shareable. And it's one of the reasons why I put social media planning into Airtable, because, and I'm able to offer a course, which is what I'm going to share with you at the end, because I can actually go into your Airtables, if you give me permission, and help you out in real time and right there on your screen. And it's just a wonderful way that people like me and other social media planners even can actually help their clients, because you can actually do it inside. It's much easier than online Excel or Google Sheets. So I've sort of gone into the why already. It's very easy to have multiple users. So I have Jill and another person on my team, and we all share the different aspects of the tables, which I will show you. It's very easily editable. It's very easy to download. You can download everything into a CSV and put it into a spreadsheet if you need. There's changeable views, which it does very well. And it's easy to import images. Oh my goodness, have you ever tried to import an image into a spreadsheet? It's painful even for the Excel lady. I actually do it programmatically. I write a program in VBA to get my images in, because I just can't be bothered doing it. Well, because I'm an efficiency expert, lazy as. So yeah, Airtable does that very well. So the first thing to start with when you're creating a database is to get the data that you need. So I've put there cross out data because I'm a data analyst, so I talk about data a lot, but it's actually really just information. So what information do you need to schedule your posts? Tell me in the chat box what you think. Oh, I said I wasn't going to look at the chat box, but I realized that I'm asking questions too, so I have to use it. Images, yes. Hashtags, days, yep. Content strategy, okay. Content, beautiful. Dates, good one, Chris, yes. That's a big one. The topics, all right, so I've got copy, which is content, images. I also have got links, hashtags, which you mentioned, dates you mentioned. Okay, the other one I have is the status. So the status is where that post is at the moment. Is it just a concept? Is it something that's been ready to post? Has it been posted? That kind of thing. Beautiful, you guys did well. All right, so next thing we have to do is organize the data. Data modeling, you might have heard of, that's what it's called. It's just organizing it in a nice way so that it makes sense and it's neat robust and doesn't cause error. So there's a bunch of different field types, and that we need to know that so that we know what kind of field type to create for each of these to put into. So for instance, a date would go in a date field. An image would go in an attachment field. Links would go in a link field. Copy would go in a big long text field. So these are the ones that I've circled that are generally what we use. Airtable has a lot of yeah, it's huge. So there's a lot of things you can do with it, but obviously we'll stick with just this for the social media planning. So there's also ways to look at it. So once we've organized it, then there's different ways that we can actually look at the data. And some of the ways I'll show you today is filtering, grouping, and sorting. You probably if you've used spreadsheets before, sorting and filters is probably pretty. The filtering in Airtable is a little bit different, but views and groups is really, Airtable does really cleverly. All right, show me the Airtable. So I'm going to share the Airtable now. Are there any questions before I go ahead, actually? I'll look in the chat. I think Chris asked me one very early on. Chris, but at the moment, Chris, all the data analysis I do is any kind of data that my clients give me. It's just all data. I'm not a financial expert. I don't have CPA or anything like that. I come from a pure sort of raw data background rather than financial. That's the only sort of distinction I would make here. All right, well, let's get going. I'll share the... I wonder... Yeah, all right. Can you guys see this beautiful purple? Can I have some thumbs if you can see the beautiful purple training social media schedule? Yay, all right, great, thank you. I'm gonna move your faces down here. Okay, let's get stuck in. So this is a training base, what I call it. So the whole sort of sheet, you can see it's got tabs across the top instead of across the bottom. And so the way that we schedule our social media planning is we have one sheet that has all of our posts in it. And then we can link those to other sheets to decide which post. So let's go into the actual data that we've got. So we've got the post copy, as you can see, it's lorem ipsum. We've got images for our post. We have the status. So we have, at the moment, we've just got concept, copy edited, approved, and posted. And this would depend on your kind of business and the way you do your processes and who's involved. We've got a bunch more than that on ours because we've got, like Jill does a lot of our social media, or she does all of the social media planning really. And we've got things like Erin to edit or Jill to edit or, things like that. So it just really depends on what works for your business. The post date, buying boxes. Now, buying boxes is a concept that my coach, Francesca Moy from Empowering Events, has come up with that I really love. I'm allowed to share this as I'm now a certified coach with her. And the buying boxes is a concept where every single post should have at least 2 different options that it's actually the purpose of the actual post. So these are just some of the purposes that come up. So when you're writing a post, it's got to have a reason for you posting it for your potential clients, leads, and other people to trust you, get the social proof, consistency, it solves a problem, etc. So the buying boxes one is there for us as well. There's theme days. So theme days, obviously you've probably seen a lot of groups, they have different kinds of theme days. So Monday motivation, and I have one in my group called Wacky Wednesday, where it's just very silly. And I've also got we used to have Tech Tuesday. I think it's now Tips. But so that's what the theme days are. And so then we have the hashtags. Excuse me. Now, I haven't put a lot of hashtags in. We're not great with using hashtags, but I know some people just love them. I think, Jane, you mentioned before about hashtags. And there's comments, and this is the kind of thing. One of our statuses is actually update, see comments. So I've got a comments there. The ID is just so that the posts don't get duplicated. And this I'll come back to. So I'll just show you a little bit. You can see the little images here. They dictate the kind of field that each of the information is in. So this is a long text. And then if I go over, it's an attachment. Single select, which means you can only select one of these. Whereas you can see over in the theme days, it's multiple select, and so is the buying boxes. It means you can actually add in as many as apply, which is something that Google Sheets and spreadsheets don't do well. So you can actually put in as many as are relevant, which is very, very cool. And I just love the colors, and it's so easy. All right. Now we can talk about views. Over here, there's this little sidebar, and I'm just going to click it, and then it stays there. So there's a lot of different views in Airtable that are really, really handy for posts for social media and planning as well. I really love the gallery, except it's more just to look at all of the beautiful pictures, in my opinion, in this case, but you could probably think of ways that this would be really handy for you. I'll just move this out of the way. And beautiful Jill, thank you so much for adding all those gorgeous photos in for my dummy data. So it's just a way of seeing a card, so you can see the post, the image, and it has things like the status, thoughts, and things like that. So that's the gallery view. This would be really handy for Instagram. There's also a Kanban view, which is a little bit like Trello, if you're familiar with Trello. So you can see across the top, we've got the different statuses in columns here. So these are all of the ones that haven't been assigned anywhere. This is just a concept. These are all the copy edited. So it means that somebody like your content editor or yourself, you can come in and go, okay, which ones do I need to rewrite? And you can see the concept. You can also do that with grid view though. So this current grid view is just everything. It's just the data in its raw form. We can actually create another grid view so that if Jill and I want to see different things, this is how we do it. So Jill will create her view. And so while she's looking at it, she might create filters, groups, and sorts, which is what we'll do now. Filters is fairly self-explanatory. If you've worked with Sheets at all, you'll know what a filter is. It does it very easily here though. Sorry, my cat. Hashtag working from home. So we can actually filter by anything. I can even filter by post copy, but I'll go into that in a minute. So let's say we want to do hashtags. So if you wanted to filter by the hashtags, you could filter just by, so it contains, there's also doesn't contain or is, which is exactly like that. So we could do it contains Excel. And then voila, she gets all of the posts that have that hashtag. Really, really handy if you want to repurpose posts. So that's one way. Are there any questions? Okay. Is everybody following? Can I have a thumbs up if you're following? Do I need to slow down or you're right? All right, great. So that's views in that way. We can create, we can also have groups and filters at the same time. So if I just, actually I'll show the group on the next one. There's also sorting, which is fairly self-explanatory, very handy if you want to sort by a date. In this case, I usually just go to the little arrow and do sort. So it's, do you want to sort ascending or descending? And that's a very simple sort. We use this a lot for, I use a filter and a sort so that every week on Fridays, I approve the posts that Jill has selected for our plan for the following week. We're only a week ahead with our social media planning. I know some people are months ahead, which is everybody's different. So every Friday I go in and I filter to the current week and I sort by the date so I can actually go through and approve those. So that's one wonderful way of using views. Okay, so let's go back to the complete bank post. So you can see here we've actually got hundreds because I went a bit crazy with the data. Thank you, Jill, for adding all of those images. So you can have hundreds and hundreds of posts, and I'm sure you're aware that as soon, whenever you get wonderful ideas, you can just pop them in and put them as a concept and then come back to them and rewrite them. I often do that. So the way we structure this is having all of our posts in the bank. This is what we call our bank posts. And then there's a few different ways you can do it, which I will go through during the course. But today, given the time constraint, I'm just going to go through one of the options. So one of the options that you can do with having all of your bank posts, the whole purpose of having that is there's one place. So one of the things as a data analyst that I tell all of my clients, you need to have your data in one place so that it's robust, it's error-free, you only have to update it in one place, and you just move it from there to, you copy it, no, how do I say this? You reference it from that one place. And that is good data practice, good data storage practice. So that's what we do. We put all of our posts in one place called bank posts. We create another sheet or another table here but we refer to all of those bank posts. So in this case here, this is one of the options. You can have lots of groups. So I know that a lot of us are trying to post on lots of different groups that resonate with us and resonate with our brand and what we're trying to present to the world. In this case, I've created a group here and just popped in some pretend groups. If I click on customize field type, you can see all of the ones I've just popped in. These three. I just made them up. Business group of awesome, heart-centered women's group, and entrepreneurs get rich. They're the groups we've got here. I've created this as a single select. The reason for that is that for this particular group, we can decide what post from the bank post we're going to post when. Did you get that? I will show you. It's a lot of the word post there. Basically, I have included links in here. So these particular ones here are lookups. So I have linked the bank post copy into this table, and I'll show you all of this in the course. If you can't figure it out yourself, we will go through it in the course. And then these are just lookups. So they just show you. So I'll show you. Let me show you an example. Basically, we'll select a group. Let's say we want to put some posts into Entrepreneurs Get Rich. And I can actually go, all right, what sort of post do we want? And this is where theme days and that sort of thing can come in. Like if you wanted, you could have more columns that actually have the theme day for that particular group. We've actually got a whole other sheet that has the theme days for each group, but it really depends what sort of groups you're in. Community groups don't have theme days, so it would be irrelevant. So I can just click on this plus, and voila, it shows me all of the posts from the bank post. Cool, huh? It has the picture, It has the copy, has the theme, it has whether it's the status, whether it's, you know, you can use it or not. Like with Jill, she was going through there, she'd go, oh, it's a concept. Does boss have time to rewrite this? Yes. All right, I'll put it in. If she doesn't, then we'll find something else that's already been done. So we can just grab something and pop it in, and you can see the image, the question. It hasn't been posted already in the personal profile or whatever is in Bake Post, and there's still yet a date to post. We can do it again. Click on the plus, find the post, pop it in, and voila. Very, very cool. And we can just say, okay, it's to be scheduled. Some of the statuses here we've put scheduled, approved, posted, and sometimes we miss them if I haven't approved them in time. If you're not likely to have that happen, you don't have to include that. and voila. And so then when the person that's coming in to actually do those posts, whether it's you or your VA or you have a content writer or something, they can come in and they can have a look. You can also add the dates to the post. You can add these in here, but there's actually a really fun way of doing it. So I created a view called the calendar view, which is down here. You can see there's calendar view, and this is where I love the calendar view. You click on it and you see all of your posts that have no dates to be scheduled. Look at them down here, business. So these are actually showing the actual what do I call it, this field here. This field is actually a function, but you could have this as anything. We could have this as the copy instead. Actually, it might be easier if we do the copy, because then you'll be able to see it in the calendar better, because at the moment it's just the name of it and the picture. It depends how familiar you are with your content. So I might just quickly change that. So I'm going to go to customize field type. You can see it's a formula. The formulas here are really easy, although I say that because I do this every day in Excel. I think they're fairly intuitive. So if you just go into formula and say, okay, we want to have the bank post copy. There you go. It's just there. We'll want the bank post copy and a space, and we'll have, we can have the date to post or something. All right, that'll do. All right, so now it becomes there, and then we go to calendar. Okay, great. So now we can see the actual start of the copy, and we can go, all right, let's have a look. We want to put this one, and you just click it and you drag it over. I want to put that one there, and I want to put that one over there. And then all of the dates just automatically get added to the database. See? How cool is that? Am I the only one that's excited about this? I'm seeing all these, like, oh, thank you for the smiles. I appreciate that. Data nerd. Hashtag data nerd. And so that's one way a calendar can work really, really well. Yeah, so obviously what I'm showing you isn't the be all and end all. I do know that all businesses work differently, and depending on your teams and your process flows and things like that, it means you can add in columns, and other sort of functionality. But the fact is, if you just go to what data you need, you organize it, you figure out which sort of field it's going to go into, you can make Airtable your absolute beautiful, amazing, efficient VA for you, or a VA, an assistant for your VA to actually do a lot of this scheduling. So I'm going to go back. Is there any questions before I go back to the... You guys, I had so many questions in the last webinar. I can't believe how quiet you guys are. You can take your thing off, your mute off. Chantal, are you going to ask something?
Yeah, no question. I'm just really, that's awesome. I can't wait to try it, because it looks like it's exactly what I need, especially because I've worked I'm starting to work with 2 VAs, one German speaking because I'm doing German stuff too, and one English. And this is exactly what I need.
Beautiful.
That will do.
Yeah, I love how highly tailored it can be quite easily.
Yeah.
And that is pretty exciting for a data analyst. Yeah, beautiful. And so what I'll go through now is actually the course and what I can show you in the course. This was just one option. There are so many different ways we can actually structure the data. Like if you wanted to have all of the groups on a separate sheet, like up here, we could actually have a different sheet for every single group, which is something that we started to do and then switch things around a little bit because it wasn't really working for us. But I have a client that she worked, it fits better in her mind. If she had a group up the top, she had her business group, and then she had another one here that had her business page, and then another one had Instagram and another one had LinkedIn, that sort of thing. And you can obviously have different views for each of those. So if that works better for you, then that's what we show during the course. We have a few different options of the style you want, and then together we'll develop it. And then you walk away with it to go ahead and be efficient and have a easeful social media planning life. All right. Aha moments. So Chantal just shared. Is there anything you learned new or excited about?
Hi, it's Nikki.
Yeah, go Nikki.
When I first saw this a few months ago, I was like, oh my God, because I'm a creative too, Chris, so I totally get where you're coming from. I get distracted easily, and all this technical stuff is just like, no, I can't do it. But the way you've just explained that, Erin, it's like, oh my God, it's really not that hard. It's just it's just about me, calming down and just, maybe chunking it too, because you've shown it in just in sections as well, which for me has added more clarity, and I've been able to follow it so well. So well done, you. Thank you.
Thank you. That's such high praise. So you can see the kinds of things that I can teach you as I just went through. You'll learn how to use the Airtable, so all of the filters, how to structure data, how to create the template that you need that will work for you and your business, how to work with your VA or others, or how your VA can actually work with you if they're going to come and do the course with us. And you end up getting your very own tailor-made social media planning tool. So you get to walk away with a product to take away and use forever. And once you start using it, you won't need me anymore. You'll be flying away working on it yourselves. There'll be live group trainings calls every week with me. And I'm probably going to ask Jill to come too. Jill, I think you're going to be my sidekick with the trainings now, if we have some VAs there, just in case. Your experience is invaluable. There's going to be lifetime access to our members-only Facebook group all about Airtable. And there's going to be a special price to sign up for today, which is such a thing you do on webinars if you rock up. And I will support you by the training every week via Zoom, keeping you accountable. So we're going to be having clear step-by-step exercises during the calls, and there's going to be things that you need to do within the week time just to cement the learning, because I know that I learn a lot better if I'm actually doing it myself. And you just need a free Airtable plan. It's awesome. And then in the group, I can answer as many questions that come up. So what your commitment is to be at every training session. So it's a 3-week course, so you need to be there. We're going to be doing the weekly exercises, as I mentioned. You need to ask lots and lots of questions and make a commitment to you to do this, because I know there's a lot of overwhelm, and just getting this done and know that you'll have something at the end of it is going to be a huge, huge relief. So just to recap, 3 weeks training, worksheets and exercises, your tailor-made Airtable base, an ongoing support network is $247. Crazy. Crazy. I'm trying to price this quite reasonable at the moment because I'm just so excited about it. I can't wait to just do the course. And because you've spent an hour with me, thank you so much for your time. Of course, I'm going to offer you a lovely price of $197. And the very first person to sign up is going to get this. I have a table base that has 100 post ideas in it. It's been collated from lots of different websites. Being a data analyst, I researched things to death. So that's for the first person that signs up. Just go to the link, sign up now. And here is a wonderful review I got from someone from Sue Louise. She's in Adelaide, actually. And I created another very simple database for her and saved her a huge amount of time. Now, before you go, I would really love your feedback. Airtable is a new offering that I'm offering now with my webinars, so I would love to get your feedback. So please, Jill, can you please put that in the chat? I would love for you to spend 1 minute right now and go and do this feedback form. It's got, I think, 3 questions, so please go and do that now. And then I'll fill you in some more details. Thank you, Jill. All right, so go click on the event feedback. Tell me what you liked about it, what we could improve for the next webinar. And when you're done, click on the link. Jill, can you pop this in too, please? And come and join me at the Business Superheroes. So this is a group I host. We're a pretty active bunch. Lots of techie goodness, lots of data chat. We talk about new apps that are going on. Every Monday is Appy Monday, where we talk about some new apps that help us streamline our lives and hack, so from amazing hacks and anything. And you can obviously share things about your business on Fridays, ask lots of questions about apps and tech and data. And yeah, it's a really great group. Pretty chilled. We're pretty chilled out there. So come along to the Business Superheroes. Also, I put all of the events that we run there as well. I'm just going to check yep, so please join us there. That would be wonderful. I'll also pop that link into our email follow-up after the webinar. Thank you, everybody, for registering. If you have any further questions or are wanting a few more details about the course, please contact me on Facebook or email erin@theexcellady.com.au. Always happy to chat. I hope you found this valuable. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you spending an hour with me today. I love this stuff, as you can probably tell. So it's really fun to be able to share it.